Hello, hello, hello. All right. It's my mic. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Here we go. All right. So we have a number of things we have to get to this stream. I apologize. My good friend just wanted to call to check in about something, but we're doing good now. We are doing fantastic. My phone, dogs over here. So we got to talk about the reason I want to make this stream. I guess I'll start off with that is because there is so much current event news going on in the scene of combat sports, MMA with UFC 286, and then with influencer boxing, regular boxing. Talk a little Davis Garcia. Maybe we can review the Gibb versus Mcbroom 2 press conference, and then just talk about this weird tag team match that seems to be going on with Salt Poppy, KSI, Manny Pacquiao, and Mayweather, which would be an absolutely monumental signing for Misfits. Let me see. Hold on. Is this a done deal? Tag team boxing match with KSI. In the works. So it's still, this is as of 2 days ago, it's still in the works. But an interesting idea nonetheless, right? So we could talk about how that would play out in theory. And yeah, just I kind of wanted to do this because making videos for me, I can get them done fairly quickly. But the problem is that I don't think I'd have enough time, if that makes any sense, to get all of that stuff out and to have it be, it's not like Everglade content, or I think that's what they call it. What do they call it? It's the content that can stay evergreen content. It's not the type of content that can stay relevant for a long period of time. Is my mic set up? Let me just listen in. I gotta see. Hold on. Dog's in the background there. Am I not live right now? What's going on with this? Yes. Okay, cool. So it is set up. I don't know why I can't see the live chat on my phone. I might just pull it up through. There's nobody in the live chat because nobody's watching right now. But nonetheless, we'll run through. Even if nobody catches this now, I understand 3:30 is not the best time to be doing a live stream because, you know, I just figured maybe some people will be getting back from school. I don't know. I really don't. I haven't been in high school in such a long time, and I don't know. People probably have regular 9 to 5s. I do a freelance gig, so I'm kind of from the house all the time. I don't really have a set schedule, and I was able to finish my work for the day before this, hence why I'm on stream so early, and it's a quiet house. But nonetheless, why don't we start out first docket, or first line of order here. Let's pull up. I want to read the Mcbroom versus Gibb press conference, the second one. Mcbroom versus Gibb 2 press conference. For diehard fans of the channel, you know that I had released a video breaking down the good. It's an ad right there. And I put a lot of time into that one. Just giving my thoughts about how I thought the first fight played out and any type of information we could glean for the second fight, you know? So let me get this set up here. I hate the ads, man. I hate them. On a 9-minute video, ad off the rip. And another one! Bro, this gets me so angry. You have no idea. Okay. And then OBS. So I'm up in streaming now. Perfect. And the OBS window is there. Get this all set up. Desktop audio. Hold on. I gotta see, because why is my desktop audio not up? Display capture. Is the display capture coming through? Why is the desktop audio not up?
And one in boxing. His only loss comes to a certain Jake Paul.
Perfect.
He's very vocal in the build-up for this.
Okay.
You've seen a lot of his footage. Impressed
Okay.
by that?
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome.
You know, he's tough, man, and he brings it. He brings a fight, and I love that.
All right, so let's set this up now.
Fighter, and, you know, I feel like, especially as a
Unfortunately, with these guys and these women, I mean, it's very they're not obviously not the main draw, and unfortunately not the most charismatic people. We could skip ahead here. Let's go to right here.
Put the ball back. Put the ball back. Sorry. There's been so much speculation about where you were going to sign, where you were going to come. You're about to pick your opponent for the quarterfinals here at the Kingpin High Stakes Tournament. This is the moment you've been waiting for. How are you feeling about solidifying your next contest?
I'm excited. I want to pick the ball.
I'm being told to slow you down. I'm being told to slow you down.
I
Okay,
could see the tension when he was walking. I was giving his death stare to all the men.
let's go. Let's see how good he is at opening a ball.
Look at him.
And also, I just want to say real quick, it is very inventive of Gib. And I didn't quite touch on this too much, I don't think, in my Kingpin video that I did. But it's good on Gib for trailblazing a path for himself. Because regardless of what you think, I got some comments on that video saying, oh yeah, well, the other promotion, Misfits, is letting these guys come in and perform, and it's not always going to be like that. Sure, I'll grant you that. But it's really, really good competition. It's going to keep the scene fresh. I just can't understate how good this is, how healthy this is for the scene and for Gib. Because now, he could take his past, for instance, obviously, we know that this is the Gib versus Mcbroom 2 press conference. He could take that fight, the first fight, and swing that marketability onto this new Kingpin boxing type tournament style. So huge on Gib's part, man. Very, very, very smart decision. Excuse me.
Here we go.
Squeeze.
It's harder than it looks.
So he's going to get Mcbroom.
My opponent is...
Also, shout out to them for using, what is that, like an Easter egg?
Let's see how good he is at opening a ball.
Look at him.
It's like yeah, it's like sort of the same system as an Easter egg.
Squeeze.
It's harder than it looks.
My opponent is Austin Mcbroom.
The rematch! The rematch!
Careful with that music. Before being interrupted. Ah, interesting. What's up? I'm Pablo Balloons. I didn't know there were so many people in here, man. What's going on, guys? I was alone in here. I thought it was an echo chamber. Careful with the music. I appreciate it. But I don't think they're coming for our channel pretty heavy. Okay. Before being interrupted. So, yeah, it might be... I wouldn't put that past them. It makes sense. The marketability of that fight is there. Personally, maybe I'm a little bit too much of a casual, but I don't really... I'm not really invested in the rest of the fights like that, This is the money match that we want to see.
Guys, I just want to keep you guys a little bit apart for a second. Gentlemen, this is a gargantuan quarter-final contest. Austin, a lot's been said. You, the mystery person tonight, you've literally just announced yourself to the world in this tournament, and you've picked the man who you said humbled you in your last contest. What are the emotions right now as you know this man will be facing you in
Fair
April?
play to Austin Mcbroom.
I think now, thanks to him, my motivation is different. So, hey,
Taking
this
that
is a
loss in the
perfect
chin.
matchup.
Literally, he
Wanted
got
it,
shinned.
Now it's here.
And Anderson, we talked about Austin talked about his health in the first fight, that perhaps things weren't optimum for him. Is this now an opportunity for you to prove once and for all, to put any of those conversations to rest, or do you feel you've done that?
The biggest difference in this fight is the healthcare is free. Yogi is going to be clapping for the NHS, so get ready for this fight, and you're getting smoked. You are getting smoked.
And Anderson, you could have picked any number of fighters. When you were thinking about this tournament, thinking, hey, this maybe would be my preferred journey to victory, was this man who you wanted to face first?
This makes sense. He made his complaints. This is time to prove yourself, but it's going the exact same route. I've got better IQ, you're getting smoked, and it's repeating. You haven't got no easy fight coming in. You're facing me, and you're getting smoked, bro.
I thought his IQ in the first fight, as I said in the video, was actually really, really good. Right? It was Mcbroom who kind of came in a little bit too wild and was leaving his chin exposed. I thought personally, from watching that at least, that was what I gleaned, was that Mcbroom had him early. And that's why I do think that this second fight does have the chance to be very competitive, because if Mcbroom's not lying and he did actually have health issues coming. I got like 5 hours of sleep last night, guys. Bear with me here. Health issues coming into the first one. I don't see any reason why this one couldn't be competitive as well. But I forget who was it that commented on that video. It was the, let me see. I got my phone here. Boom. It was... Someone had commented it's the same night as... it's the same night as Ryan Garcia versus Tank Davis. So that's gonna that might nuke its popularity a little bit. That might nuke its scale a little bit. But still, though, a really, really marketable fight. A very, very marketable fight. I like this one. And I think this is kind of going to be the... to this point, this guy, I don't know who he's doing in the interviews. I feel like I could do a better job. But he is right. Like, this is the second fight. It's a fight that people want to see. And it's a chance for Mcbroom to kind of prove himself and say, okay, hey, the first fight, maybe it was a little bit of a fluke. Again, he knocked Gibb down early. He didn't fight badly. He fought badly towards the end of the contest. I felt he got a little bit overzealous. Also, shout out to Lab Candles, Midnight Orchard. Very good candles. I like lighting setting the mood, the scene a little bit here. Even though it's like 3:49 in the afternoon, just setting a very sensual vibe here alone in my living room. But let's continue. Of course. No free advertisements. Okay.
How much this is a high stakes tournament. That's the name of the tournament. There could not be a higher stakes matchup for you in this first round than this man. Does that up the ante even more?
Versus Garcia, yeah.
Not really. All I gotta say is you won't get lucky again, because I won't be sick. So, good luck.
I hurt you with every shot.
I wish you the best of luck.
Straight.
I wish you the best of luck.
I hurt you with every shot, bro.
I wish you the best of luck.
Suffering. You were
wish you the best of
suffering.
luck.
That everyone was screaming for you. What's happening to him?
Hey, the thing is,
bro.
I could have postponed the fight. But I took an IV to get out there and fight you.
You cheated.
I took an IV.
So you cheated.
I took an
You
IV
cheated.
to be able to stand.
You cheated. You're a cheater.
I took an
And
IV
you still lost.
to be able to
And you still
to
lost.
be able to stand up and fight you.
Stand up and fight me. You're out
So
of the ground.
again, you will not get lucky again.
So yeah, he definitely, and also unpopular. Look, you feel like they will struggle to find the eighth person. If they don't do it, definitely won't be an English-speaking creator. Yeah, that was a concern that I saw. One of the comments on one of my videos was that it would be hard to find creators mixing in with Misfits, and that in the future Misfits wouldn't allow the kind of cross breeding with this promotion. But that's kind of, you remember, I think Misfits might even still be kind of having this problem where I'm just checking that out. Everything's good. Checking where it's kind of like right now, and I believe this to be true, and you guys let me know if you agree, that you have to strike this interesting balance where it's like on one side it's the influencer side of boxing, right? And then the other side is the actual athlete part of boxing. Guys that could box versus guys that could sell a fight. And you want to kind of, I feel like, strike a balance right in the middle, but easier said than done. So to find an eighth man, probably, what's your mic volume at? All the way up, brother. I don't know. Let me see if I can get this mic. See, look, mic's all the way up. I don't know why. Might be a little lack of, I've been having some problems with my soundboard recently. I got to get it checked out. But is it loud enough? Can you raise it a bit? Okay. Let me see here. I'm going to go back to, give me a second. Give me a second. One moment. I can't raise it up. Oh, I could. How's this? Any better? That's literally the highest I can go on the board, unfortunately. I might have to get a new board. One cost me like $600. Minus, yeah. Well, it's supposed to be better than this. On the board, it's peaking. It might just be, let me see. Hold on. Default. Okay. It's going to sound a lot worse. How's this? Boom, 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 boom. No? Wow, man. It's so odd. Can I put like some sort of a boost on it? Compressor, gain, upward compressor. Try an upward compressor. Does that work any? It gets it up to about minus 25. Is that any better? No, I know I should be in the yellow. It's just for some reason it's not working this stream. Let me know, Balloons. Is that any better? Always an issue. Always an issue with the technical part of these streams. Let me know if that's manageable, and if it is, we'll continue. Better? Okay. All right. So let's get back on track here. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, so it's just always going to be a problem, man. Both finding talent and then also finding talent who could both box and sell a fight. Never going to be easy.
No.
Bring that same energy, baby. Bring that same energy.
The mask. Get ready. Wear that.
What did he just hand him?
Again, I wish you the best of luck.
Happening the same, bro.
They definitely, you know what it is? It's to your point, Balloons. They definitely had this pre-made and ready to go. I mean, they'd be stupid not to make this the fight. But then also, not finding this eighth person, what's going to happen after? Right? Is Gib a large enough? What do you have it at on YouTube? What do you mean? What do I have my mic level at? What's your stream latency settings when you stream? I follow the recommended stream latency things. Can you not hear well? Is that the thing? Wait, let me just check the audio. Sounds good to me. This is what I'm hearing. It's not bad. Is the YouTube video too loud? My stream settings. Latency. Yeah, I keep the latency. Audio's fine? Okay. I got a little, my internet's a little shaky too. I know that's a little bit of a crystallized. No, all good. Appreciate you, One Shot. Welcome to the stream, my man. All right, we're just reviewing the, we're just reviewing the Gib versus Austin Mcbroom 2 press conference.
This is your next quarter-final matchup. It could not get any bigger in this high-stakes tournament. Anderson Gib versus Austin Mcbroom. Redemption.
Well, yes, to your point, it's going to be tough to find talent for Misfits. Misfits might, because they're kind of like the guys leading the scene. They're almost the UFC of influencer boxing. It's going to be easier for them, but for these guys, yeah, another kind of upstart influencer boxing promotion, it's definitely going to be a little bit more difficult.
Increase the viewership for this tournament massively, and especially it's the first of, oh my gosh, it's insane.
We're getting that in April. Guys.
Wow.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
What an
That's why I thought that Deji was going to be a part of this. I kept seeing Deji up there on stage. I think in the video I incorrectly assumed that Deji would be a part of this.
Austin Mcbroom.
Be a good signing though.
Mcbroom.
Deji could box, man.
What did Anderson hand you over there in the face?
And Deji is a guy I feel like that doesn't even need to talk that much. He kind of just sells a fight with the legacy that he's brought with him. And it's a mixed, listen, it's a mixed legacy. It's a legacy that has its ups and its downs, but he's a guy that's kind of easy to root for because he's had those peaks and those valleys. And that's a story that makes a really good, well, build up for a fight, right? I can't remember which fight it was. I think it was with Fuzi, where there was that narrative going on, and the narrative was kind of true, where he had his back to the wall. Might be the mystery opponent. Could be. His back was to the wall, and he had to do something. You know, it's the same thing with TJ Dillashaw when he popped. I don't know if any of you guys watch a ton of MMA, but a lot of guys despise TJ because he was taking steroids. I mean, that's a really slimy thing to do. And then, boom, makes his comeback all of a sudden. People just love an underdog. So Deji carries with him a lot of that baggage, and I think that's what makes him such a marketable athlete. But you're right, it could be the mystery opponent.
One in the crowd said it perfectly. 5 knockouts. That's exactly what I did. I landed in 5 fucking knockouts.
Oh my days. Austin, what happened? What happened in that third and fourth round there in that last fight you guys had?
What do you mean what happened?
What happened? What happened? As in, what,
It's a good
what
question.
happened to your game plan? What happened?
Got sloppy.
I think everybody saw what happened. That's in the past. I'm focused on it now. Everybody tune in April 22nd.
April 22nd.
Yeesh, not a good look when the guy that's the main draw is like, yeah, April 20th, yeah, April 22nd, right? That's more, yeah, okay, cool. You got to get all that down and checked beforehand. That is such a bad look, dude. That's like almost like me when I come into a video and I get something wrong, because it does happen. It's just such an unprofessional optic to have that happen.
Is this going to be a round 5, a continuation, more of the same?
He didn't want this soon. I called it just before. You're going to see me next. That's who you're seeing. You're seeing me next. So we're fighting. Get ready for that. You and Yogi and whoever the other tall brother is, get ready. Get ready.
Now, Gib,
We're ready.
obviously you won the last one, but I saw you throwing some punches over here and asking me some questions. So how
Shout out
do
to
you
Face
think
Sensei.
I
I said, what was your favorite knockdown that I got on him?
Sensei would be a good signing.
Was it the left hook, the cross, the body shot? Which one
Messing
was
up
it?
dates.
I
Yeah.
gotta say left
I know
hook,
Jake
left
did it
hook.
twice against Woodley.
Bad boy, right?
Yeah.
Mcbroom, which was your favorite?
Gotta love the Jake Paul
I dropped you in
lead
the
up to a
first
fight.
30 seconds.
That was a light
No
one,
one
bro.
talks
You got
about that.
knocked
I
out.
dropped you in the first
You're in
30
hospital.
seconds.
You're in
That's
hospital.
true, though.
Fried chicken.
Again, I'll say it. There's a few more people in here now. I mean, there's definitely a solid route to victory for Mcbroom here. For sure. He literally, all Mcbroom needs to do is just keep his composure. Because at the beginning of that fight, man, he was staying behind his chin. You know, he was coming forward, but it wasn't towards the end. I think it was the knockdown that he got over Gib in that first 30 or 50 seconds. It actually went on to kind of hinder him and not help him, because he got overzealous. He forgot the game plan. He forgot his fundamentals. And then his shots weren't as sharp. They weren't as close, right? They weren't as technical. And then he just started to boom, 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 come forward, as I said in the video, not moving his head off the center line at all. And Gib, just with his excellent timing and counters, boom. I rated that response from Austin. Let me just see. I have to see.
The left hook, the cross, the body shot. Which one was it? That's what I was asking.
I gotta say left hook.
The left hook. The left hook was bad boy, right?
Yeah.
Mcbroom, which was your favorite?
Oh, no, I dropped you in the first 30 seconds.
That was a light
No
one.
Yeah,
one talks
yeah,
about
yeah.
that. I dropped you in the first
It's a good
30
response.
seconds.
You're in hospital. I was eating fried chicken.
But you know what the problem is, too, is like when you're going up against a guy like Gib that knows how to talk, that's got to be tough. To be as naturally, because Gib is a naturally guy. And that's important in any combat sport, but especially in influencer boxing, because it plays more of a role than regular boxing or MMA. It's kind of one of the backbones. And you could make the argument, sure, that in MMA, a guy like Sugar Sean O'Malley, a guy like Conor McGregor, right? They take the sports to new heights because they do. Like the Conor McGregor era in the UFC was second to none. And then you have Sugar Sean. He got himself, one could argue, a title, because when he challenged, not Merab, excuse me, I'm thinking about the guy that fought Piotr Jan. He was number 11. He was the best trash talker in the game. Yeah, he's fantastic at it. When he fought Jan, he was 11th in the rankings. Jan was 1. And you'd be crazy not to say that his outside of the cage trash talk didn't have something to do with that. 100%. I mean, he's a hell of a fighter, too. He could fight, right? We could even pull up Sean O'Malley highlights, and we could just spend 30 minutes watching those, because the guy can fight. But he's just naturally charismatic, and that's the same thing with Gib. Gib has that same mix of natural ability, and because he's a content creator, he just has that natural ability to talk and be charismatic, even more so than some of the other creators here. I think also Sal Poppy kind of has that, to a lesser extent. Like Sal Poppy, I feel like a lot of his draw, and it's funny too, because we could maybe even go over some of the comments I've gotten in that Sal Poppy video. Got a lot of people, not to make a pun, salty. But Sal Poppy, I think his draw, you get like a mixture. Sal Poppy's draw is more the fact that he can just flatline people with his counters, you know? But Gib's got that nice little mixture of both.
Now, Gib, we don't know the mystery fighter. I gotta ask you, who would you like to see step in to be the mystery fighter?
Get the best from Misfits. Bring them down.
heard it.
Oh my days! Listen,
Austin, I gotta ask you. This is your opportunity for redemption. I saw your face light up when Gib announced that you're the opponent here. Again, I know
Vibing
you're
to this
coming
background music.
I know you're. That's right. Yeah, you're not fighting in your hometown. You're fighting away in London. Here, you're fighting out here.
That might be CTE, man. Faye said they might have a little bit of CTE. The way he just paused there.
Opponent here.
Wait, let's see.
Again, I know you're coming to this. I know you're.
Yeah, for sure, that's CTE. Sal Poppy is becoming better at using his nationality. Dude, and that's the thing, Balloons, is if we go to the video, perhaps I could pull it up in another tab. But I think it was Leon that first said Sal Poppy would be it. And Poppy did. Us Mcbroom looked a little nervous when he got Gib. I would be too. I mean, Gib has shown in that first fight that he's got pause. And obviously, I think Gib, once he gets you fighting his fight and he has you on that downward slope, it's never. So, of course, Mcbroom probably has PTSD from that first fight because he was this close. You know what I mean? Like, you make the joke of, and I know I'm going off on 100 different tangents here. We'll get back to Sal Poppy in a second. But if you talk about that funny expression where it's like you reverse it, I think it's clutching defeat from the jaws of victory. Like, that's exactly what happened that first fight. It's exactly what happened. But to your point about Sal Poppy, Balloons, all of the hate comments I got on that. And it's not, again, this is how I know. If someone really critiques my videos, really critiques it, I don't have a problem. In fact, I invite that. So, for instance, one guy on that Sal Poppy video said, you should pay more attention to the footwork. I was like, absolutely, I should pay more attention to the footwork, right? And then I made that adjustment for future videos. Some of the people that were talking on my videos or commenting on my videos were just in there saying, you should fight Sal Poppy, until then, shut your mouth, acting like I have 500,000 subscribers. And it's funny because I don't want to be that guy that's like a clout demon or a clout goblin, but Sal Poppy saw the video. So he saw it because I know a guy, he does an MMA show, he knows Salt, and the guy had sent him what I had said, and Salt actually liked the video. He was like, it's a really good video. You know, he disagreed with some of it. He said, I'm a little bit more tough than the guy's giving me credit for, but it was fair enough. I was like, awesome. And it's just funny because so many people, I think it is that pride, and it's not a bad thing to have pride, but a lot of people got really pissed at me, really pissed. You know what I mean? I don't know if you guys have gone back to that video, but a lot of people want to see me versus Sal Poppy for the the international title, the international influencer title. Maybe when I have, we're at a humble 119 subscribers right now. I do have high hopes for this channel, though. I think at some point we'll be able to get Sal Poppy in for an interview. We'll be able to get in guys like Dylan Dennis, all those guys, man. We'll get to that point. And I do also appreciate you guys. You know, of course, the early adopters of the channel. My love goes out to you. Without you guys, wouldn't be possible. But yeah, very funny seeing that I pissed off a lot of people. I think also it seemed like a lot of people mistook that for me being a hater. Loved up, 8th fighter confirmed. Yeah, I just rip off my shirt and I'm just like, ah. I have been training, dude. I messed up my shoulder last night. I was rolling around for jiu-jitsu. It's killing me. But yeah, man. Just so funny how people, I really seem to have pissed people off. All right, let's finish. Oops.
That's right. Yeah, you're not fighting in your hometown. You're fighting away in London. Here, you're fighting out here in the UK. So, is this more than just another fight, right? I saw your video where you said that it took a lot for you to come back and make a decision to fight, and now you get Gib. You get an opportunity for redemption. Does this give you extra motivation going back into the gym? Do you give an extra energy when it comes to training? You get your opportunity to get that rematch.
Yes and no.
I couldn't even follow that question.
Like I said, thanks to Gib, I got more motivation now. Shout out to Kingpin Boxing for giving me the opportunity. And I'm not playing no games, man. I'm ready.
Snoop Dogg.
Oh my God.
presents
Never put it past YouTube 4 ads in a 9-minute video. But that was the press conference. Guys, let me know what you think down in the chat. Interesting stuff. Gonna be definitely excited to watch that fight. I'm gonna use my totally legal streaming service, of course. Which, by the way, Balloons, I figured out since we watched the Jake Paul fight, figured out some more viable options, something that doesn't skip every 5 minutes. Probably gonna dual stream. Maybe I'll do a fight companion for both of them. Dual stream both the whatchamacallit, Gibb versus Mcbroom 2 fight, and then Davis and Garcia. That should be a fun night of fights, man. But with that, what else do we have on the docket? We got to talk about. I want to talk about the rumored. We don't know anything yet, but the rumored tag team boxing match with KSI, Saul Poppy. Well, I guess the natural progression. Talking about Saul Poppy, anyways. Who do you think is the best right now in influencer boxing, skill wise? That's a good question. All right, so then we'll get to the tag team boxing match in a second. Skill wise, in my humble opinion, as a man that loves the sport or loves combat sports in general and has been training for about a month now, Salt's very smart. He has a lot of power. He's naturally talented, right? His footwork's clean. He manages distance very well. He's got to be in that conversation for sure. I actually don't think that KSI is the most skillful boxer in the world. I think he just has more so raw athleticism and talent and crazy power. But he's not exactly the most tight guy in the world. And I don't mean like tight in terms of, but I mean just like the way he'll throw kind of like wild and he'll come in. And listen, he's been getting him knockouts, so I don't want to discourage him at all. But yeah, I don't think he's that tight. If you're talking about guys that are really technical, I'd say Gibb's in there. Gibb does a really good job of mixing in his technicality with his power. I'd say that. Hold on, let me go to the main screen so you guys can see my face. I think that there's so many other guys out there, man. You know who else? I really like Tommy Fury would break down KSI. I do think so. I thought that Tommy Fury looked pretty good against Jake Paul with that long jab. Yeah. Another guy that uses the jab I was going to say is King Kenny. King Kenny's a really, really good shout for a really talented and technical guy. I forget which fight it was. Dean the Great. Dean the Great's another really, really technical dude that's really fast. There's a lot of them. But I might honestly say King Kenny. Maybe that's a hot take, but I think King Kenny might get it. FaZe, I don't know. Is Sensei still fighting? Is he going to be fighting anytime, or did he retire? I know he's getting older. How old is Sensei right now? FaZe Sensei age. I'm sure one of you guys will let me know in the chat. What's his age? Oh, 31. Okay, so he's just over the hill. Yeah, but it's FaZe Sensei Balloons. My fault. I just call him Sensei. I think it's cool. He has to let when he does let his hands go. I mean, he had that fantastic knockout. Maybe we can give that a look. Let's pull it up. Do a live breakdown. What am I thinking? King Kenny versus DK Money, right? Big upset. Oh, we just had a recent fight. Do you guys want to see that? You don't want me to. I already broke the knockout down. Where do you put Jake skill-wise? I don't think. See, that's the thing. Is a lot of people right now, it's like the kind of the cool thing to do to be shitting on Jake because he just lost. But I don't think his skill is bad. The only thing with Jake, and I think this fight, that's why I think this fight was so crucial for his career, is there just are some technical issues with Jake. Like the footwork, how he leans in things, the wildness in which he throws. But he's not, skill-wise, he has a really good sense, I think, for where the fight takes place and how to get to his opponents in a timely manner. But do I think he's the most technical or the most skillful boxer out there? No. But on the natural talent end of things, if you're talking about just like God-given ability, right, for a guy to just step into a gym and some things come intuitively to him and he has these X factors like power and all that stuff, I think Jake is high up there, if that makes any sense. Maybe I'm not. I hope I'm explaining myself well enough there. Jake Paul's a little bit predictable with that overhand. Yeah, well, that's the thing. And that's kind of what we know now, is that younger guys like Tommy can see that coming. And it's unfortunate because I really do want to see Jake Paul succeed, but he's just going to have to elevate his game now. That's all it is. He's going to have more than an overhand for that kill shot. He so more and learn some new moves. But the overhand. No, but the overhand could be a good weapon because he could generate a lot of power off of it. I just think he kind of throws it naked. And I thought he threw it naked a lot during that Tommy Fury fight. The more desperate he got, the more naked it got. And for you guys that don't know, apparently this is what my coach was telling me, is that in a fight, when guys get really tired, did you see Vidal call out Tommy? I did not see that. You guys are giving me so much to talk about. I appreciate it. What was I saying? Oh, yes. So when guys get really tired, they'll tend to go back to their base tendencies. So for me, my base tendency, I'd say my go-to shot when I'm in training or I'm sparring is I like to throw almost like a looping cross. He needs to set up with that jab. But yeah, that's what I'm saying, is if he can hide it behind a jab or some sort of a feint, I think it could be a really good weapon. But when guys get tired, man, like Jake got tired, they kind of go back to their base instincts. It's just something that humans do. It's just something. That's why if you could work on a really good base and you have solid fundamentals and you have a deep bag, what did he knock down? He knocked down Tommy with a jab, actually, which is crazy, which is ridiculous in itself to generate that much power on a jab. And he was kind of backing up, too, if I can remember correctly. We could check that out. And then we'll review the most recent King Kenny fight. Let's see. Jake Paul knocked down Tommy. Jab. I think it was a jab. Let me see here. It was a shifting jab. So, yeah, Jake, I'll show this on screen real quick. Hold on. We'll let it reset for a second. That's in slow motion. I gotta. See, look at this. Shows it in slow-mo. Tom was a little bit awkward on that for work. Footwork on the night. Yeah, he was. And Jake did kind of lean into, you see, like Tommy, the reason his footwork was so awkward was because he was trying to set up, because Jake just leans right into that. It was like a counter jab to the jab that Tommy set up. Very funny. And Tommy just gets, I do also think that was because he was slightly off balance. The knockdown was just the end product of all the previous hits to the head Jake landed. It didn't have to be the cleanest hit. Still a good hit, though. It's a lot of momentum, too. In the same way that Jake was leaning into Tommy's jab, Tommy was kind of leaning into Jake's jab. Boom. But clean. Clean nonetheless. Clean nonetheless. Should we review this this King Kenny? The latest versus Kenny Raksu. Okay, versus they set that up weird. Kenny Raksu. I was like, who is this? It's Ashley Raksu. Excuse me. So it didn't have to be the cleanest hit. Do you guys want to see me break this down? And also, wait, there was something you asked me about Vidal calling out Tommy. Vidal's a tough fight for Tommy. Because Vidal, you know what? Again, going back to that past, who do I think is the most skillful? Vidal might be up there. Vidal's a dark horse pick, man. Because he actually boxes. You know, he's been doing that for a while. He's much more skillful than Tommy. I think he might be. I might rank him above King Kenny. Vidal's and he's got shot placement. He knows what to throw. His last fight, he set that up. The overhand, true, what we were talking about with Jake. He set that overhand up really, really well with the timing, the footwork, the way he was circling. So Vidal might be probably the most technical, I think. But let's review this fight real quick. Hopefully Misfits doesn't see this. Everyone keep it quiet. We wouldn't want them knowing about our little underground operation here. Shout out to Manscaped. I need Manscaped. You see this beard? I could really use Manscaped. And then we'll end it off. We'll talk about the tag team boxing match in the future with KSI and all them. Should be an interesting one. That'd be big. All right. Wow, dude. Look at these guys, man. that shout break. You break clean. Terrible accent there.
Well, Slim, it's clear to me from what we've seen, King Kenny probably has more skill. So how does Ashley
They have Wade working commentary on this?
Yeah, King Kenny definitely got more skill, but Ashley Roxu is a tough guy.
Whoever they have commentating is not as good as Wade. Yo, also, real quick, shout out to the god, man. Shout out to the father of this scene, the Wade concept. I take a lot of inspiration from his videos with my style. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I've sped up my videos because I noticed the tempo that Wade sets is very, and if you see sometimes in my videos when I throw to B-roll, I'll do that like whip motion with the sound effect behind it. That's inspired by Wade. You know, it's not, I'm not trying to copy him, but take certain parts of his game. Not on camera because I want to be myself on camera, but his editing style or the editor that he has is fantastic. But Wade, in his own regard, I mean, just one of the coolest dudes that I've seen in the scene. Seems like a genuinely really good guy. I'm hoping to work with him at one point. Hopefully I get up to his upper echelon level. But anyways, let's get back to it. So, let me stop knob slobbing. You see, Kenny's just very tight, man. I think he is working commentary. Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, it is. Wade. Shout to the god. And Kenny is just so the range that he keeps when he's almost like out, like that's long boxing range. That's almost, you could say, an MMA dude. That's kickboxing range. That's ridiculous. It is. I agree. Wade. That's for sure. Kenny does have the best jab in all of influencer boxing. Or definitely slower pace than your. You think so? Which I'm not saying it's a good or bad thing, but yeah, interesting. I always could be wrong. I don't want to. I always feel like people's attention spans, and I'm sorry, I know we'll get back to the fight in a second. I feel like people's attention spans now are very demanding, so you have to be quicker. So I try to always, I don't know if any of you guys want to make content, but one thing I've learned, I've been doing it about 4 years now with a couple of different YouTube channels. This is the first time I'm feeling like there's a little bit of momentum going my direction. I've noticed that if you experiment, that's the best thing to do when you're starting out. For instance, our channel, again, only has like 119 subscribers. But this is the perfect time for me, I feel like, to really experiment with the pacing of a video or experiment with the types of videos I do. Like, this is the first live stream. I said, I was like, should I record 3 different reactions today? Or do I just go live, sit, chill, and then I could clip this up and put it on the channel afterwards? You know what I'm saying? So it's that type of stuff. But it's all, you know, inspiration for Wade, man.
Kenny's being very patient.
Kenny always is patient. Excuse me. Doesn't seem like Raxu has a lot to offer Kenny early. Excuse me. Sorry about that, guys.
About 45 minutes away from Birmingham.
Raxu goes southpaw here. I've seen him do this a couple times in his fights. I don't know why he does it. He's far better defensively and offensively, in my opinion.
Strong home crowd support for Kenny. Interesting that Raxu's going to the body. Because you'd think, I mean, look, so I just want to illustrate this. Raxu, slightly taller than Kenny. And it is in boxing. But the traditional laws of boxing state, the shorter man should be kind of pushing the issue. You know, it's interesting that, and also going to the body. So it's interesting that we're kind of seeing that dynamic shift a little bit. Again, this is what I hear during training. I'm just trying to pass it on to you guys. Yeah, nice shots there.
Kenny might be getting a little too cute in there right now, Slim. What do you think?
He's taking his time a little
I don't think it's
much.
cute.
He's throwing his feints,
Was that Slim in there?
but he's not following up. He's being a little too patient.
If that right hand comes over the top,
Just diss Slim and said he wasn't good at commentary. Now he's going to want to fight me. Now I'm going to have both Saul Poppy and Slim fans after me. This is fantastic now.
Well, with a minute to go in the first, I think this is Raxu's round.
yeah, you'd have to think so, just with the activity, the work to the body.
There's that patented downstairs cross that we always see. Kenny loves to throw the jab up top, and then boom, throw it down. The build was non-existent. Yeah, that's tough, man. When they don't have top-of-the-line talent, nice pressure, by the way, from Raksu. When they don't have top-of-the-line talent, it is harder to build up a fight.
Only a 4-round fight.
And the thing is, too, Kenny's moving around a lot, but Raksu's kind of staying right there. He's not having to use a ton of energy right now.
It's all right. They'll figure it out. This Raksu's first fight? I think so. I haven't, not to be that guy, but it's like, I've never heard of this guy, but I really haven't heard of Raksu yet. I can check here. Let me check on my phone.
I'm not sure him switching like this is the best option.
Raksu.
But like for amateur,
I believe it is.
I consider, you know,
If it is, that's he's not doing too bad.
good round.
No, I don't think so. Apparently he's fought Anthony Taylor before, which is another big name in the scene. Let's see. He's got 268K on YouTube. Yeah, so he's not new to the scene, but apparently it's an upset. And if it's an upset, I'm guessing that Raksu pulls this one out. But one shot, to your point, man, it seems like King Kenny does suffer from the same thing there. Where if he can't get his counters going and he can't get those short, he's kind of bad. He's bad on the inside. And it's because, I do think it is because he's so lengthy. That style doesn't really suit him.
You saw a little bit of a different tone from David.
And it's also because you're right, he's not letting his hands go.
And now you see Kenny switched on a little more active.
He's not a volume guy, man.
Yeah, Kenny was being very patient that first round. I think he's
There is such a thing as being too patient.
Well, again, if this was a 12-round fight, King Kenny wouldn't even be blinking twice. You'd be like, he's just figuring it out. But after this round, we're halfway done.
but you see the difference already. Combinations being put
A little bit
together,
more
Kenny
active.
working off the jab. This is what I think he wanted to start the fight with.
But certainly a good confidence builder that round one for Raksu.
Ooh! Kenny might be... I thought Kenny might have been a little bit hurt first.
The future of us
God, bro.
is at great risk.
This show's about to flop.
Chief and the others.
I gotta get... You know what I gotta get? I gotta get, like, YouTube Premium or something if I'm gonna keep doing these. Guys are probably like, this asshole. Just get YouTube Premium, YouTube Red, whatever it is.
Oh, good body shot. Sneaky shot there from Kenny, too, in the exchange.
Yeah, Raksu has gotten a lot more confident. He's kind of building himself into this fight now.
And these in-betweens, you have to measure your shots.
And if he wasn't a name before, he really needs to throw some... He does. If Raksu wasn't a name before, this could be the fight that builds his name up.
Kenny's not throwing anything, really. Here he is.
I guess that kind of is the model. Maybe that would be the model for building up in a promotion of any kind. He's good defensively, but all offensively.
And you can hear Daily Perales in the corner. Tempo Arts watching on.
That might be... You might have to build up the other talent through your main guys. So, like Kenny, you know, Anthony Taylor, KSI, guys fighting Slim, Poppy. You let it develop naturally, I think, like anything else. Businesses, videos. Woo. Kenny also keeps his hands really... that was a nice head movement there. That was a nice head movement. What am I saying? Kenny does keep his hands a little bit low. Oh, that was an ugly shot. Wait, I'm sorry. I don't mean to. Just look at the mechanics on this. Hold on, we're gonna speed. We're gonna slow this down. And I always gauge. You know how I always gauge something is ugly is like this. I would do in training. You know what I mean? Goes in. Look at if so. If Kenny wanted to, he could take a step in right there and just absolutely plant him with a cross, or even with a big overhand over the top. Just look at he. First of all, he also crosses his legs. That's a big no-no. That's what I've learned. Big no-no to cross your legs. and he's just all the way rotated out, nothing covering his head. I'm sorry to make a mockery of that, but it's a good example to watch.
You just heard check hook. And I think both guys really have the opportunity for it. Kenny staying long on the jab, but again, the same story. We want to see something behind them.
We know Kenny's been on the receiving end of a very fortuitous decision a couple fights ago.
And Raksu's not even necessarily it. I don't know if he really has, again, that much to offer Kenny, but Kenny's just so inactive that he's been able to kind of get his own nice combinations. He's been kind of getting a little bit more wild, and that's been working for him. Kenny was more active. I think, honestly, he'd smoke Raksu. Because Raksu would get wild, come in, Kenny could step back. Out of Misfits fights being 4 rounds, not going to lie. What would you want them to be longer? You know what? I'll say this. I'll cape for the 4-round fights. I'll get back to the King Kenny point in a second. The 4-round fights are kind of, you know what we were saying with the videos too, where it's like people's attention spans not the best nowadays. I think it's the same kind of thing. You know, I noticed that I'll practice commentating over boxing fights, and I'm in there for like 40 minutes. And even watching boxing. Like if it's not a really I'm talking about regular boxing. 6 rounds. 6 rounds is not bad. You can split the difference. But I don't hate the idea of making it. Point is, I don't hate the idea of making it a little bit shorter than traditional boxing. Especially that's another way of differentiating and all that different type of stuff. But I can see what you mean. 4 rounds isn't a lot. Like, dude, so for the promotion I work for, shout out to RFC, I'll do commentary and I'll interview the fighters. And our rounds, I think we have 3-minute rounds. And the fighters doesn't leave room for people who like to start slow. Exactly, Balloons, exactly. I've had a lot of fighters tell me that they don't enjoy the feeling. We'll have some guys that are really technical and like to start out slow. And they said they can never, and it's kind of like to push the action too. That's another, I guess, advantage of having the shorter rounds or the shorter amount of rounds is that it pushes the action, pushes the pace. You get a smaller ring. But, wait, what the heck? Wait. Is the stream up? Wait a second. Hold on. I don't know if this is just on my phone. What, are we good still? Oh.